for being here today. How has this transformation impacted other areas of your life? Say, because I know you mentioned happiness, but how about, relationships, confidence, and anything like that? Has anything like that been impacted?
Well, I know I'm doing more than I was, like getting out of the house, and I've kind of got into this secret shopping at Walmart where you find prices on stuff like like t-shirts that are 50 cents. They're supposed to be $9. So.
Oh, cool.
So I walk around the store with my little scanner, and they had backpacks a few weeks ago that were regular $30 for $3. I'm like, oh, cool.
Sweet.
So I bought some of those.
Sweet.
And I donated them, so.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're participating in more.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're living more life.
Right, yeah.
That's great, yeah. Good for you. And now let me ask you this. What are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of?
Yeah, in your transformation here.
I think my weight loss. Well, I love the fact that my thighs are getting small.
Yeah.
But to be not so heavy, because that just makes your life harder.
Absolutely. So do you feel more mobile?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, what was there anything you weren't able to do now that you had those moments that you're like, wait a second, like I can do that now? Like you said, I can cross my legs.
Going up and down the stairs is a lot easier than it was. More so coming up than going down.
Yeah. That's huge. Great. Less things to think about. You know what I mean?
I have a stair lift in my house because my dad used to live with us. And everybody's like, why don't you use the stair lift? I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Totally. Fighting against it.
Yeah.
So now, in terms of recommendation, now if someone were asking you, about this place, would you recommend to stay on Center to them?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have, everyone's on Facebook, I see the advertisement, and I always make a comment on it.
You're awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Greatly. And that impact that you're doing, that impacts people more than you realize. It really, really does.
A lot of people are just, well, how much does it cost?
Sure.
I don't mention that because I don't know what the cost is.
Yeah.
But that's the big thing. Like, people are always like, but I think if people see the results, like, that's the big deal.
It is. Because I think we've all done things that we've invested money in that didn't work how we wanted to, and now we're like, now I just wasted all that money. And I think that's really rightfully what people are concerned or maybe, apprehensive about, you know what I mean, beforehand. You're absolutely right. So let's say that someone was, hesitant about starting with us. They've tried several things, different diets and gyms and stuff in the past. They didn't have the success that they wanted. What would be your advice to them?
Oh, to definitely try this and, just the one appointment. That's all it takes that's like a game changer for people. Regardless of the choice, or regardless of the price,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the other thing too. So of course, what stops most people is exactly what you just said. It's not because they don't want the results. It's really the investment.
Right.
So what would be your advice to those who want the result and the only thing standing in the way is the investment in themselves?
I would say definitely invest in it. It makes a difference in your life. Your overall health and the way you think. So.
Man, the way you think. That's super powerful. If we're able to change our thought, our perception of ourselves, how we put ourselves out there, it's like we've essentially changed our lives.
Yeah.
Right? What's more powerful than that? I don't know of anything, quite frankly.
Yeah.
That's huge. Kim, any other tips? Because you've just done phenomenal job here. So any other tips or insights or anything that you can share, for how you stay motivated and committed through your journey?
Well, I stay motivated because I see the results. Mm-hmm. But I also try to eat righter than I used to eat. Instead of having 4 cookies, if I really want a cookie, I might have 1. I also eat more fruit, like grapes and stuff like that. So that's a big game changer too.
Yeah, that's huge.
But just the amount that I eat. Like last night I had, I was making macaroni, but I didn't have enough for myself, so I just ate the sauce and the meat.
Yeah.
But even that, I probably had a cup of it, and I could only eat half of it. So.
Wow. That's great. Yeah. So you've retrained yourself.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's very helpful to anyone watching here. Now, what are your future goals? Let's talk about that. What are your future goals? What's in Kim's mind in your targets right now?
Well, my original goal was to get down to 180, but now I'm thinking maybe 170 is a better weight.
Wow.
So that's what I'm aiming for as far as weight loss.
And you're at where right now? 190?
192.
192. Wow, you're darn close.
Yeah.
Darn close.
And I do have to say, it's hard for somebody to tell, but like my thighs before were like, you can see like right here, there, and then there was another like roll here. Wow. So this whole roll's gone. This one's almost gone. Wow. Like I don't know why they were like that, but.
Genetics. I mean, sometimes genetics is just a thing with that as well, but you are taking control of it, and you've done a phenomenal job. You've done a phenomenal job with that. So that's huge, not only for, from the functionality standpoint, but like you said, the level of happiness. Good for you. Good for you. And, are there anything else that you'd like to share? Any messages of encouragement or anything like that for anyone out there watching?
Definitely give it a try. I think if you give it the one appointment and see the difference, you definitely probably, despite the cost, would sign up, and you deserve it.
Yeah.
See, that's me. I very seldom do anything for myself. I don't know how many other people are like that, but you deserve it.
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that, because I think more than you know, and that's actually why this title of this book exists. Because I think many people put themselves last and on the back burner. But the reality is that when you are selfish like that, and it's not selfish, but when you're doing that, like you said, you're able to raise your level of happiness, which means that your contribution to everyone else around you also goes up, doesn't it?
And plus I can do more, like going to the fair or stuff like that. Like before, I could hardly make it all the way around the fair because my back hurt so bad. So, like the last time I went, my hip was bothering me, but that's not bothering me anymore. So, but that is like getting out of the house and being able to do stuff is the greatest advantage for me. Not because like I can't work, so I don't work, but when you can't work and you've worked all your life, you feel like you're not being productive. So I've kind of like taken on some, like my shopping at my secret clearance at Walmart, and I started driving a girl that's blind back and forth to her internship and school and stuff. So that gets me out of the house. It gives me social interaction.
That's great. That's great. So these things before that you felt were missing.
Yeah.
You've now been able
especially the social interaction.
Yeah.
I just didn't get out that much.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss that.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Good for you. I'm proud of you. I mean, like taking this on and doing it head on like you have. I mean, you're crushing it, and no doubt you're going to get to your new goal. No doubt, because you can't stop momentum and motion like that, especially when the will is there, which you clearly have. So Kim, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you coming here, your openness, and also your willingness to share your inspiring story. And I know it's going to be impacting someone's life out there. So thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Perfect.